Yeah, and last year...
Twickenham Rowing Club and Leander Club. In
yeah,
this
so
race,
last
I
year,
shall refer to you as Twickenham.
Catherine
Please
Mole got
acknowledge.
through a round of the Princess Royal Challenge Cup for women's single sculls, a prestigious
Leander
event,
Club,
lost in the second round.
Twickenham.
So she's no mean performer
When
in the
I
single
see that
scull.
you are both straight and ready,
You can hear
I will
Richard
start
Phelps
you
going
like
through
this.
the call over.
Attention.
And interestingly, what will have probably taken
Go.
place is that these women will know
Get ready, please.
roughly the speeds of each other in singles, but also maybe they've had some combinations out in training of these doubles. There may be a bit of preconceived ideas as to who's going to be the slightly faster double, who's got different race plans.
Go.
Here we go.
Beautiful squeeze on the first stroke for both doubles, nice and clean, that's what you want. Leander gone off at the slightly higher rating. Leander with the cerise, the pink blades on the left of your picture, and the Twickenham Rowing Club and Leander Club crew on this right-hand side of the screen.
And it looks like Catherine and Vyra have just veered slightly across towards the bow side blades of that Leander double. We've got a lovely shot here of Catherine Mole and Imogen Magner. Nice symmetry of both that bow and stroke side oar. And if you can look at the timing of both of those cerise spoons in the water, really lovely backsplash, really nice picking up of the boat.
Obukohwo has really sorted out a steering now in the bows of that Leander and Twickenham boat, and they're going right down closely on the booms, and they've managed to eke out a little lead over the double of Imogen Magner and Catherine Mole over on the far side, and pushing away. This is not what I expected to see at this early stage of the race, Cam.
And small boats is very different, isn't it, Martin? So the bigger boats that we've seen the men's coxless fours, we've seen the men's and women's eights, and in the students, the women's student eights earlier. Huge speeds and not too much of a difference between that top end speed and cruising pace, whereas in these doubles you can get those boats really nice and fast, and then actually that cruising space is a little bit further away. So what this race will probably come down to is who has that big middle 1,000, middle 1,500, the superior boat speed, as we see a lovely shot of both crews coming through that transition from the start to race pace.
There's a shot of Catherine Mole closest to us, the 32-year-old. Imogen Magner behind her was in the Leander 8 that won the War Grade last year. She rode in the 7th seat of that boat.
And a little bit of a stat there, we just see a little bit of comparison for you. So about 35, 36 strokes a minute once again, but just giving you a difference in caliber of these athletes. We saw the junior women's 8 roughly the same speed as these national squad double sculls, so 15.6, 15.7 kilometers an hour, almost superimposing that junior women's 8. They'd be going neck and neck.
So for Catherine George and Vyra Obukohwo, in terms of what they're doing now, do they keep trying to push away? Do they put in a big effort to push away? Do they stick to their race plan? I mean, they've got that half, three-quarters of an length lead over their opponents.
If I was in the stroke seat or even the bow seat, I would be thinking, so far so good. Let's concentrate on that rhythm, think and focus on that energy management. I know that I'm going to have to go to the line in this race anyway. I was just thinking about how can I make my boat go as fast as I possibly can in the next stroke, in the next stroke. And that's all they can do, just being present in the moment, not getting too far ahead of themselves.
This was the event won last year by Emily Craig and Imogen Grant, fresh off the plane from the Tokyo Olympics, where they narrowly missed a bronze medal in the lightweight women's double sculls, but they absolutely piled through this event last year. And there's some great crews in this event which are yet to be seen.
And it's not just these two women or these two pairs of women in the Great Britain national team that are here. We've got lots of other international athletes. I think Saskia Budgett and Holly Nixon are in the Stonor. Jess Lydon from the quad has dropped out in the Stonor. And we've got lots of different international athletes with us here in Henley Regatta, which is just fantastic to see. I think we've also got a fantastic Polish-Ukrainian double coming up later in the Stonor as well.
Leander haven't been dropped, the Leander crew on the far side. Sorry, a little confusion, because it's Leander Twickenham on the left of your picture and the Leander double on the right of your picture, and it is a very close race. Twickenham and Leander crew on the left of your picture took a lead on the start and have just kind of, maybe they just centimetered out just gradually.
And to me, it looks like Catherine George and Vaire Obukohwo have just that little bit more relaxation, dare I say. I get a bit more of a sense of sing and just lean on the hull. I think they're actually underrating the double of Catherine Mole and Imogen Magner just by a couple of pips. So it'll be really interesting to see as we start to approach the stewards' enclosure in the next couple minutes as to who can manage that race pace and who can lift the speed. And this shot confirms, I think, what I was talking about. So just that little couple pips underneath and really good distance per stroke rowing. Got clear water now.
So you see the tall figure of Catherine George. I think she rode in the Princeton squad that finished third at the NCAAs. I hope I've got that right from my research, but come through to partner Vaire Obukohwo, and we can see two crews going past the Upper Thames Rowing Club, round about 600 or 700 metres to go from that point. Wow, we've got data for both crews. Look at that, 15.3, 15.1 for Magner and Mole, and 13 kilometres an hour for Obukohwo and George. You'd think, well, gone up to 14.1. It's great we've got this data. They're at 30 strokes a minute, the same as Leander. How do you read that data, Cam?
I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate, if I'm totally honest, but nevertheless, it looks good. To me, it looks as though the Leander boat is just moving a little bit faster now, and they've just increased their rate of striking. And if I was in that boat with Catherine Mole and Imogen Magner, what I would be focusing on is trying to lift the rate, lift the rhythm, because it's now or never. As they come through Upper Thames, they're about to hit the enclosures. If they want to have any chance of winning this race, they need to move now and not leave it to the line.
23-year-old Imogen Magner had a couple of looks around there. Really crucial. She wants to keep Catherine Mole in the stroke seat, informed of exactly where they are. But this double from Leander and Twickenham, Catherine George and Vaire Obukohwo, have looked imperious through the middle of this race. The heads have been in the boat, they've not looked round at all. True, they've had the advantage of just edging away from their opponents, but it's a very impressive first heat for them. Blades perhaps going a little bit deep from Obukohwo there, Cam?
I think, yeah, there's always things we can work on. I think both doubles sculling really nicely. The couple technical changes to make from both doubles if I was going away and reviewing the footage of this race, which I'm sure both pairs will do.
Get a shot there, those blades. Just what does it mean when a blade goes deep, Cam?
Yeah, so what we're trying to do, as we know, Martin, and for those of you watching at home, they're not familiar with rowing, is we're really trying to plant the spoons, in this case the white oar, into the water to push that hull past the oar. And all we really want is that spoon to be in the water, no deeper, because as soon as it goes deeper, it has to come out, and that delays the boat. It creates a bit more drag on the hull, and your speed goes down. So we just want that beautiful connection, nothing more, nothing less.
To be fair, I think it's not much of a dig down at the front end, isn't it? She's pretty flat on the drive, Obukohwo, and she's got loads more learning. She's only been in the start program for 4 years, so this is what 4 years can do, and she's in a very technical part of the sport, double sculling. So
I mean, they both scull better than me, and I've been doing it for 15, so I think fair play to them.
And me, and I've been doing it for 50.
And look at this lovely shot. This, for me, has been a fantastic mature race from that double from Catherine George and Vaire Obukohwo. I think that what they've done is they've upset the other double. They've just got themselves in front, and they're not supposed to be there. They've done it.
Coming down to the finish, it's Catherine George and Vaire Obukohwo from Leander and Twickenham to win this heat of the Stonor Challenge Trophy from their opponents, Magner and Mole from Leander Club. Decent race all the way down. I think they'll be very pleased with their work in that race.